grateful because she didn't feel the need to get up to go out too. So.
Yeah, I didn't really want to.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I want to go through the agenda real quick. Any issues with the meeting minutes of February 9th? No. Okay, abstract audited vouchers, any concerns there? All right. Listed correspondence, we have 5 this evening. First is from the building department with their report of building permits and applications and so forth. Second is correspondence from Bill Scubis of Scoobs Village Grill, providing a special events application for St. Patrick's Day Parade on March 14th. Third is correspondence from the Merchants Association, providing a special events application for its live concert series to be held on the fourth Saturday of each month from May through August on West Main Street. Fourth is correspondence from Zach Crowell of Cushmart, providing notification of renewal of its adult use retail dispensary license with the New York State Office of Cannabis Management for its business on 5211 Broadway. And last is correspondence from Francis M. Stern, State CLG Coordinator, providing information regarding a request for materials to undertake a performance evaluation of the Village of Lancaster status as a certified local government member that is required by the New York State Historic Preservation Office as part of the CLG program. And this was forwarded to the HPC Secretary and Chairperson to gather information and respond.
Tammy, were we going to approve Scoob's event tonight?
Yeah, Scoobs, there was enough yet, the concert series, there just wasn't enough back
Right,
yet.
yeah.
But yeah, Scoobs was fine.
We can go into resolutions. We have 6 pre-filed. Resolution authorized Sustainability Coordinator Amy Stipa to attend the New York State Climate Connection Summit hosted by the New York State DEC in Utica from June 10th and 11th, 2026, with related expenses to be covered in the 2026-2027 budget. I think it's a good thing for her to go to. Second resolution is authorizing myself as mayor to sign and approve a proposal from Watts Architects and Engineering for professional engineering services to perform Mini System 5 storm sewer investigation at a cost of $32,800 to be covered with funds available in the sewer fund. Third, Sean, anything on that?
I'll talk about it more later.
Okay. Third resolution is to authorize the issuance of a request for qualifications, RFQ, for professional engineering services for wastewater infrastructure engineering planning services focused on mini systems 2, 3, and 6, as awarded through the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation Engineer. Fourth resolution is authorizing Superintendent Wayne Cisco to sign an award 100 amp automatic transfer switch for installation at the North End Fire Hall from Better Power Incorporated at a total cost of $33,436.44 through the New York State Hires Contract per the recommendation of the Department of Public Works. Long overdue. And that's all we have for, go around the committees, finance and claims.
Hey, and I just have a question. I noticed that the attorney representing one of the families uses the word abandoned quite a bit. Does that have any significance on how they can obtain it or anything like that?
I think because most attorneys figure that if something's left without any sort of deed transfers, it's considered abandoned, but we actually took the step of taking
Okay.
titles, so it's a little different.
All right.
So, yeah, right.
I don't have anything.
Anything else on that?
Not on paper streets, but Mayor, did you talk to Mr. Schutt about engineering services like we discussed?
Yes, he said that he would bill us, and he would like to sit down and talk with us about that.
Okay, because I know some of the companies that came out have been reaching out asking for a status. Should we let them know that we're going to continue with Mr. Schutt going forward?
I think we
For the time
should.
being? Okay, I just wanted to get the board's feeling on that before we reached out. Okay.
Well,
But
Bill-
Mike, you and I can reach out.
Familiar with the Village of Lancaster. He's done a lot of work over the years, and a new company would have to start from scratch and investigate. I think Bill's been pretty reliable and fair.
Okay. Okay. And if needed, we can revisit it, next time we get that threshold.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it can always be put up for bid too.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
any
that's-
time, so.
Yeah, I just want to proceed the way the board wants to. I'm just one person but I'm happy to work with Mike to reach out to the other firms and let them know that we're not changing at this time.
Sounds good. Public Works, Chairman Mickley?
Nothing tonight, except one thing was brought up last meeting. I think Matt may have brought up the fact that there was a no parking sign missing on Clark Street. And it was taken down by the town when some work was being done there. And the guys have put up a temporary within a day or so after that, and the town will replace it if it hasn't been done already.
Yeah, I saw the temporaries there, so.
I was just waiting for Carmen, he says he'll take care of it, so that's what I asked Adam. Adam's in charge of our signs. He talked to Carmen, and Carmen said he would take care of it.
Oh, we always seem to end up doing that.
Nothing else tonight.
All right. Building lights and codes?
Good reminder, moved outside. The room that the generator is in right now is going to have a major electric upgrade.
An older building that was probably built in the late 60s, maybe early 70s, so.
Oh, yeah.
It's time.
Yeah. So, and other things, as far as that room, I think that's part of what I mentioned last night. In the room where the generator now stands, there's also a wash tub. We're going to, as part of the Cadeni report, the architects and engineers are going to be looking at somewhere we can showers in that building. So there'll be plumbing going on. That's why Gavin, I've asked you last week for the specs of the new washing machines we'll have. So more going forward with that. But that's all I have tonight.
Okay, anything for John?
Just that we haven't purchased those washing machines yet. We're applying for a grant to get them, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure the size, so assuming,
Yeah.
I don't want to spec out an area that's smaller than what we would need.
Yep, no, I appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of changes made in the fire service over the years about, especially for cleaning equipment and carrying Carson and Jens and backing, through clothing and so forth. So a lot of things were imposed, and I don't necessarily disagree with them, but we have to take the necessary actions to go along with those. Human Resources?
I have nothing this evening.
How about for community events?
I'm going to request that we approve the application for Scoop's St. Patrick's Day Parade, the concert series. I just don't have enough information back yet. So that one I'd like to place into special events. Other than that, just starting to work on everything else. And I can verify that we will have Hammerall Entertainment July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th this year.
Oh, terrific.
So,
Sounds good. Anything for special events? Economic development? Again, I have nothing this evening. Sewer, Chairman Mickley?
I would like to yield my time to the gentleman from Watts Engineers and Architects, Sean Marshall, who is here this evening.
So,
The judge.
pretty an update for everybody on so we've got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff wrapping up. We submitted our annual report, CMOU report back at the end of January. And I inquired because back in September, we submitted the order on consent report, the engineer's report for all the work that's been done over the last 5 or 6 years. Reached out in January and asked, early January, and asked, DC if there were any comments, and they said they'll be getting back to us. So at some point in time, we may have comments on that report, and the CMOM report, I don't expect any. The Pleasant Avenue Relief Sewer Reconstruction Project is on the street for bid. We currently have, as of this afternoon, we have 10 contractors that have picked up plans for that, and we've worked with most of them. A couple newer guys out there that we haven't necessarily worked with, so that's good news. A lot of interest in it. Next week, Tuesday, is our pre-construction meeting, pre-bid conference meeting with DPW, and then the week following, March 11th, is the bid opening, presumably in this room, somewhere in this building. So, for the RFQ is coming out for the RFPs for 2, 3, and 6. That's good news. Good to hear. The work at mini system 4 and 7, that stormwater investigation is complete. We're closing that out. And so with the approval, presumed approval of the mini system 5, that work will start in June. We have to wait for the ground to dry out, but it's good that we're going to be all set for that. And we got a sewer committee meeting for April 16th. So it's just
Very good.
brief recap. Be happy to take any questions when you guys have. Trying to get this out earlier today, but it didn't happen. So that's all from Watts right now.
Okay, anything else, John?
I have nothing else. Thank you, Sean.
Good, very good. Grants? Chairman O'Brien?
I have a couple things that I'll save most of it, I think, for the meeting. So I want to remind everybody here at the table that on this Thursday is the public information meeting for the TAP grant Central Avenue Streetscape and Mobility Hub. I suggest if you are free that evening, you make it out here. It's at 5:30 for the presentation, and we'll be here in the building until 7 to answer questions. It's going to be a big project. Wayne and I were just talking about, like, it's going to involve digging up the sidewalks in the village, and which is going to be disruptive for everybody with businesses there and residents. It's going to involve a lot of work on the street, so we're going to get questions about it next year, and I think, it's important for residents to get educated on it, but it's important for us to be educated on it too. And I know, Bill, you've been at all these meetings, so you're well aware of the scope of this project. It's going to come from all the way from Broadway to Walden. There's going to be impact. And granted, we still have a year and a half out until this actually, construction starts. But just stay engaged in it, because people are going to ask. People are going to ask what's going on and expect at least a little bit of knowledge on it. The board packet, Mike attached some concept renderings of the terrace. I sat down with Bill Schutt, and Dan's like, DPW wants to close it all year, and there's spots in there that just have no purpose. There's stairs that can't be accessed. So we put our heads together, and Mr. Sundell was able to create some really nice renderings of a potential project West Main Street, and give them a place to go to listen to music, or just be outside with their kids, or to grab a beer from Fatty or Wayland Brewing when they open, and go across the street and enjoy being outside. Based on looking at the materials and the different, like, demolition and construction aspects of it, estimated about $350,000 for the project to happen. This would be something what her thoughts are on this and other projects. We already had some early discussions with her about this sort of stuff too, but now we are farther along, and we actually have. So I'm not asking for a decision from the board right now, but I would appreciate feedback if you have a chance to look at it. I also followed up with an email with a flyover rendering of the terrace that kind of gives you a 360-degree view of what it looks like, and it's impressive. It takes right now, this descending area, and gives it actual terraced sections where we can put tables, we can put chairs, we can put, we have some shade shelters up there for people to enjoy out in the summer. I think, Wayne, you feel it'd probably be easier to maintain than what we have now? Yeah.
For sure.
And just looks better and is more useful than what we have. So take a look at it, read it over, reach out to me with any questions. But I think it's one thing that we'd want to look at, maybe not this year, but at some point, finding a way to fund a project there. That's it for now for grants.
Okay. Tech and Marketing, Chairman Miller?
I know we took the GIS off 2 weeks ago, but I just want to let you know that since then I spoke to Wendell, the individual that works on the GIS. Their True gave me a call just to give you an idea of the price, because I didn't have that 2 weeks ago. For the first year, if you wanted someone to actually go out and gather the information from Wendell, it's $30,000, and every year after that, it's $3,500. Just putting it out there if it ever gets brought up again. That's all I have.
So it's the $30,000 to go out and kind of map?
Yeah,
Okay,
yep. That $30,000 would be for the groundwork, walking.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then $3,500 to maintain it.
All right, anything for Chairman Miller? Climate Smart, Chairman O'Brien?
My only note here, a couple notes, actually. Our Forest Advisory Board meeting and Climate Smart Task Force meeting are next week on Thursday. a slight change to the timing. We keep on going over with our Forest Advisory Board meetings. We have so many tree projects going on. So we're actually going to extend that meeting to 45 minutes, but then reduce the Climate Smart meeting by 15 minutes. So they'll both be 45 instead of half hour and an hour. And additionally, a week from Saturday is the Dare to Repair Cafe in this building. I recommend you come out. We have some volunteers that are going to help, coordinate and get people to the right place and stuff. But feel free to just come and check it out. And even if you don't have anything fixed, just see what it's all about. It was a good time last year. That's it.
Okay. I'll go to department head reports. Superintendent Cisco?
Just for now, I'd like to talk about the generator real quick. We are probably going to start it within hopefully 4 to 6 weeks. And the price includes all the extra prices, includes all electrical, all the panel boxes and everything else that we're going to be working with Matt quite a bit because we're going to have you walk us through, so make sure everything's done correctly too. So for step by step, and then we're going to take, it's included with the plumbing. So plumbing is also included, so we could run the piping to where we're going to put the washer and dryer. So that's included also in the price.
Terrific.
Everything else seems to be going okay. So the minute you get it going, we'll hopefully get it done as soon as we can.
Yeah, it's a big job, definitely a big job. Well, anything else?
No.
Okay. Clerk Treasurer Stegmeyer?
Nothing for right now. I'll go over it later in the meeting.
Hey, Building Department, Matt Shown.
Sure, thank you. Well, I'm just inquiring whether or not Cadeni is going to provide the design plans for the upgrades that are going to happen outside of their scope of the.
Assessment, of course.
Well,
It's not.
we're talking about a major renovation of the building, with, not just the generator replacement, but we're talking about revamping the former utility room, creating a laundry facility, showering facilities. I mean, that's going to require some specific architectural design.
Yeah.
A code office is not the office you want to rely on to design that. We're only reviewing it for permitting purposes and verifying compliance with the state code. So my recommendation is that if we have any information from Cadeni that is above and beyond that scope of assessing the building for its needs, this is probably a good time to introduce them into what it's going to take to get a final design out so that it can be bid out properly, it can be permitted correctly, and inspected accordingly.
Okay.
With that, I also have with me a copy of a compliance letter that was requested by the battery energy storage facility on Erie Street. I read through the documentation, and it was appropriate to sign what was requested. And again, I left it up to this board on how they want to address the recently adopted code as it relates to the specific project. I don't know if anybody has comments or would like to revisit the approval, but as they requested, I see no need to do anything beyond what was, what they've laid out here. They've gone through the approval process. Prior to permitting, they're meeting the intent of our local law. So I don't see an issue with signing off on that letter of compliance.
So I remember when that came to us for approval here, we had not yet adopted the law. I remember saying to you, how can we do it if we don't have the law yet? And you had said that the planning commission had gone through with the petition and they went above and beyond what was expected to be or what was in the model law. So right now, is there anything, and I think you mentioned, is there a need for a special use permit, or we don't need to go that route, do we?
No, I mean, for this project, there's no need for it.
Yeah.
So when I signed it, I returned it promptly and just inquired with anybody that may have had any questions about my signing the document. And Art was, he was a little hesitant to pass this along. So I wanted to bring that up again tonight, just in case the board had any questions or concerns. I think they need the documents so they can move forward with their planning.
Right, if you think that's appropriate, I do too as well.
Yeah, I recall what you mentioned about the perception I got when the conversation happened before about the approval, that they had already kind of met any criteria that we would have set, just we hadn't set it yet. And
Okay, so I'll leave this document with Mike, so if you get moved forward. Earlier today, or actually it was the end of next week, we received a drainage complaint. Again, it was a repeat complaint, Grant and Norwood. So for this board and any committee that's associated with Public Works, and, that the notification is gonna go out to this individual that he needs to tie a sump pump into the public storm sewer system to alleviate the nuisance that's being created by the discharge. A couple of years old, and it went away for a little while, and then it reappeared with our spring thaw last week that we had, and the rainfall. That's pretty much it, unless the board has any questions or inquiries from our department. Perhaps after the meeting, I'd like to get some legal counsel on a bit of a situation that we have with the property owner and a current renovation, where a permit was revoked based on the work that was happening, and the individual is just not understanding what's all involved with that. So if you don't mind, I have a moment of time to go to
Sure. I have no problem.
Okay, anything else for Matt? Not Captain Smith?
I have nothing tonight. Thanks.
Okay. Mark? Thank you for filling in for Art.
I just sent an email out. I was trying to advance the Paper Street issue, so I had some contact with one attorney, Kelly. I'm trying to get to rally all the people in Florence together, so I don't want to deal with 5 attorneys. You guys don't want to deal with any attorneys, but I got to deal with, try to limit the limit. So that's that. I haven't heard on the other, I have a couple inquiries, but it's been kind of quiet, so like I said, I think this board agreed, come to us with consensus and we'll move it. If not, then we're not going to whack that pinata, as they say. So that's where we're at.
Okay. Anything for Mark? If not, we got some time, so